Journal entry, 25th of the month of March, in the year of our Lord 1077. The Byzantine emperor had many enemies, and we used that to our advantage. 3 of his vassals agreed to aid us in our heist, keen to repay the humiliation he had bestowed upon them. Thus, we gained access to the throne room under the guise of accompanying the nobles after the evening meal. The guards were distracted, and we retrieved the small golden chest containing the sandals of our Lord Jesus Christ. I stayed behind with the nobles, of course, but excused myself soon after. Before dawn, we had broken camp and were on the road east, and I would smile while imagining the face of the emperor when he was informed of his loss. Alas, our plans to travel to Jerusalem were thrown into disarray when we received word of the hostility towards Christians on open display and were advised to pass through as quickly and quietly as we could. Thus, we mingled with the caravan, carrying a local sheikh to the royal court of Cairo, where the Caliph shows a little less hostility. I wish to lose our reputation as marauders and bandits. It no longer suits us, who parley with nobles as equals and steal valuables with great cunning. And thus we have arrived in Cairo at the court of the Sultan, the Caliph al-Mustansir ibn az-Zahir of Egypt, and his many followers and splendid court. We've got a few things to deal with first, however. We have a lifestyle perk available, so let's have a quick look. We could get a few interesting things. We've got Faithful for clergy opinion. This would be if we were actually to be fighting, but I don't see the profit in leading large numbers of men to their death. I have no children, so anatomical studies is probably the best choice to have. I've switched back to the intrigue lifestyle because, like I said, Bernardo, well, he's not Iberian anymore, is he? I'll have to come up with a new disguise, but he is now claiming to be from Byzantium, so Bernardos, he's probably going to be called, is seeking to somewhat elevate his crimes. That isn't to say that he will necessarily sneeze at profitable contracts. We'll just send the rest of the gang out. But we want to reduce the marauder and bandit gallows bait part. The thief we can live with because we're already at 100 points. So getting additional points in thief is not necessarily making any difference. But the rest of them we could probably lose. That would be worth doing. So we have a few options in that regard. We can petition the Pope, and we could lose 40 bandit experience, but I don't think we have 40 bandit experience actually. So yeah, we are just at 21, so we can actually get a little higher there before we do anything else. But I think we can once more promise to do better and get our marauder reputation down further. So we do have the piety for it, and we do have the coin for it. So let's redeem ourselves a little bit, suppress more tales of banditry, which is going to further. Yep, that means we've got Marauder down to 17 now. And, well, I guess Poacher is next. And then Bandit, we can get the Pope to clear that out for us at some point. Because the Catholic Church, in all her faults, is well known for forgiving the sins and the purchase of, a purchase of said forgiveness for coin. Anyway, let us examine the court and have a look around. I'm going up with Ermenegildo this time, and we'll have a quick look at the tavern. Yeah, these are still unavailable, but some stewardship lifestyle experience. I'll take it, and we'll have a look around and see what we can get ourselves up to while we stake out the environment. As we are making ourselves known to the Caliph, and examine his court surreptitiously, it turns out the Caliph actually has 3 wives, but he appears to be favoring his primary wife and leaving his secondary wives somewhat on the sidelines. I have noticed that Sultana Titbert of Egypt has given me a bit of a look, and maybe Bernardos is misinterpreting that, as he is wont to, but he will have another go and see if he can entice her to a bit of dalliance with a dashing rogue. In the meantime, we actually have made some contacts with the underworld, and there is a burn property contract. This would give us bandit experience, which we actually don't want, but we can ask the Pope, or we can pay the Pope later to simply forgive that. And it pays very well, so I think that is probably a contract we want to take from Prince Al-Majid. And yeah, I will not be seen with common banditry, but I can send Rimbaud out, and he can take care of these things. Talking about, we have 2 children at this point at our court. We've got Schoenlin, the daughter of my friend El Shanan, and Ingiltrude the Proud, although I am not entirely certain who the child is from, because she is known to have had more than a fleeting dalliance with Henri. So that might be a bit of a thing if that comes out. And we've got the little Nissim, the son of Gulnaz and Eldad, my quartermaster and friend. So our little closest family, and they've all been very happy to see the ancestral lands. But for now, we will send some troops out to deal with the burning property request, the urgent ground clearance of the Prince Al-Majid. And meanwhile, I shall enjoy the court and see if I can get anywhere with the ladies. On our way there, I have actually managed to visit the pyramids as well as the Great Library of Alexandria, and have picked up a stewardship perk. So I could still make up my way down towards the high stakes bartering or getting the refill men at arms. That said, we haven't really done an awful lot with men at arms, and honestly, I'm not planning any grand campaigns. Bernardos of Byzantium has other plans of how to get ahead in life. So maybe we will get the food haggler, and which is not useful, but opens us up towards high stakes bartering. And if we manage to collect enough stewardship experience over the time that we can make it to another perk, then we can get the high stakes bartering travel opinion. But for now, there is incendiary talk in Alexandria. And after that success, we are making our way back towards Cairo. The prince is very broke, so while we have a hook on him, we cannot hope to ever get paid for that. But for now, we have made some decent income, and we might even pick up a few contracts that are not actually involving stealing things, while we keep scoping out the area, and while I am interested in seeing how far I can get in the court. The barber's tent has been upgraded, which means I have another upgrade slot here, and I think I think the surgeon's tools is what I was going to go for. This is not available. We could get the mortician's tools, which would give us a plus 30 natural dread, and we would get gold from battle victories that end in the county of our camp. So basically, if there's a battle, we would move camp there, and once the battle is over, we would get gold plus 30 dread. So that would be significantly improve my reputation as fearful. But right now, I think the surgeon's tool is actually better for disease resistance. We might still do this in the future, and but for now, I have the general health, the personal physician's aptitude, and the disease resistance is important, because that is just something that we need to overall be careful about our health in these dark times in foreign lands. While I am at court, the marshal of the Caliph, Sheikh Daoud of Firon, he has visited my encampment for the day. As soon as we are left alone, he begins muttering, "It is embarrassing to admit, but I need your help dealing with the disobedient peasants of Fayoum." The marshal huffs and glowers. "They flout their caliph's authority. I can't keep them in control. They beat and humiliate anyone I send, daring me to come in full force. Their conduct is a black mark, one that stains all the realm." I believe intimidating a few peasants for the right amount of money is something I can do. And the sheikh is paying very, very well, such that his failure will not be known to the caliph. And I think we can assist him in that endeavor. And it's always good, if we wish to eventually relieve the caliph of some of his possessions, to have somebody indebted to us that is close to him. So let me deal with them. That should be relatively quick and easy. Do we have anything else to visit here on points of interest? Not really. So we'll simply go there, and we are really, really upgrading our travel speed at this point, which is not. It's just the overall stacking of the modifiers, especially the percentage modifiers. That's why I do like the detailed maps so much. And we now have the on the road as well, so that is quite useful. And we're making good speed at this point. When we arrive at Fayoum, I am quick to round up the worst of the rabble-rousers and demand they explain themselves. Antinos, a peasant of some reputation, speaks for the rest. "It is our place to be ruled over, but the Caliph does so unjustly. With chaos rife in the land, while we can hardly hold on to what's ours, still he drives us to labor for him like workhorses. We toil without any promise of safety from war, maladies, and the like." Look, you're a peasant. He's the Caliph. I am not here to deal with your injustice. If you wish to have something in the world, you must take it for yourself. Just believing that your superiors will give it to you for free, it's never going to happen. So silence your people or die, peasant. And we have a new perk in intrigue, which what we can take. We can. We've got two options here. We've got two paths in the seducer tree. We've got the left path, which is the first one's not really that useful, but the other ones are removing attraction penalties and rank different penalties. That sounds extremely useful. At the same time, enticing opportunity makes the whole thing a lot faster. So either we can get better at it, or we can simply speed up the process a little. And I think for my very first attempt, I am going to speed up the process a little, and we will see how far we get. Because if one woman isn't willing or ends up kicking us out again, like the sister of the Kaiser, then we shall simply find the next one. I'm going to have to censor that a little bit for YouTube, but under the open sky, Sultana Titbert and I crouch side by side, the powerful bear in front of us unaware of our presence. My own attention is unwavering, especially as her dress brushes against me. When I reach over to embrace her, I find that she also had her attention elsewhere. As the bear disappears into the desert, our flesh is already cradled by the soft earth as well as each other. And as such, I ended up successfully having some fun with the Caliph's wife. Now, I do not. Obviously, this was a one-time thing. I have no further intention for her. But we will unite, and then we will come apart. It's part of life. So she had a bit of an adventure with a dashing rogue, and I finally got laid. So off we go to complete our contract, and then we probably are going to have to make our way out of here because things with the Caliph might not go our way if that ever comes out or ever gets known what has been happening that night under the desert moon. With my newfound confidence, I had attempted to see if I could entice the wife of the Prince of Egypt to, follow me out for a little dalliance as well. While out on a walk, I spot Noura beckoning to me at a distance. I give chase, and after catching her, we hide out of sight. We eagerly explore, and I'm swept away in a storm of fiery kisses and breathless sighs. Suddenly she breaks by placing a finger on my lips. "It's been fun," she says in a light-hearted voice as she pulls away. "But I've grown tired of this game. It's time that I resume the responsibility I have as the prince's wife." Wait, this wasn't how this was supposed to go. Oh dear. There goes a little bit of an attempt, but Bernardos of Byzantium still has a lot to learn. I believe after this success, it is also probably time that once again we make ourselves scarce and find a new place to go. But as I'm looking through the market stalls, I feel my purse strings cut. We will see. I could simply kill him. I would get 49 coin, or we could hire him. Is he any good? He has a decent amount of... he's a promising young man, and he has a decent amount of intrigue. We'll get him to join us. Can never have enough thieves in my little camp. We'll once more pay the church to make sure that our reputation of illegitimately taking nobles' animals on their property gets reduced, because this is all just a great misunderstanding. So let's get rid of that as well. And with that, we have we've got poacher gone down, and we've got everything else reasonably reduced to the point that I feel that we are in a relatively good spot. But one more visit to the castle should do it. We're coming with Eberhard, my camp priest. Let's see if we can actually have a training session. We can't, but there are a few demoralized Egyptian soldiers that we can use to refill. To refill one of our men-at-arms regiments, which had been a bit depleted on our actions in suppressing the peasants around these lands. Other than that, let's have a last look at the tavern, and we can have another 100 stewardship lifestyle experience. We're getting there. And then I think we have all the supplies that we could possibly need, and I think it is time. Actually, let's see if the town crier has any transport contracts. No, I think we are good here at this point. Let us, I believe, make haste now and head elsewhere. Where it will bring us into the world, nobody knows, but the eastern lands beckon, and we have heard of great riches and big cities of gold in the east that beg to be explored. So why not go and see more of the world? However, I wouldn't be me if I would leave the Caliph without adding insult to injury. After having slept with his wife, I'll steal his scepter as well. So the processional rod of the Fatimid Caliphate, covered in gold and encrusted with pearls and jewels, is now in my capable hands, and we are going to put that on, which gives me +1 learning per level of devotion. We're not the most devoted person out here, that much I can say, but we may have... we've got 2 learning out of the exercise, but more importantly, we've got a souvenir, and now really it is time to make ourselves scarce, leave these lands behind, and travel further eastwards to see the world.